How is everybody doing? I don't think anybody's here yet. Oh my goodness, why am I so tired all the fucking time? It's a scam, I tell you. YouTube notifications. Alright. Going live. To not forget to link it. There we go. Going live. What if I should link this? Nah. Don't want to draw any unnecessary attention to myself. Self-promotion is allowed in that channel. I just don't feel like it. Alright, how's everybody doing? I already forgot where it is, but there's actually something super important in this ruin. Let's go and break the skeleton. Yoink. Come on, buddy, you're coming with me as well. Yoink. Let's go and grab the cobwebs. Do. That's a lot of cobwebs. I kind of want this Jonas part, but I cannot justify grabbing it currently. That lead ingot is cool, not something I want. Go and grab me some bones. Hell yeah. Grab this globe. Alright, let's go. I don't not want this vessel. What time is it? Yeah, let's go ahead and get some sleep. Honk me, am I right? Honk shua on that thing. Oh, it's actually -4 up here. Wake up. To be fair. Hello, Adelwyn. I am pretty high up. Do. Do I want these bowls? No. You know what? Fuck it, I'm taking the bowls. How are you doing? Here we go. Stonemason's blueprint. That is what I was looking for. Some sticks and stones may break my bones. That's all I was trying to do. Kinda do want these crates. One's got rye seeds in it. Spiderweb. Yeah, I've got better ruins. Where do you think most of my bones and skeletons have come from? Boop-a-doo. Alright. Anything else in here? Nope. Break. Not important. Oh, I'm stuck. Send help. Shoes, red brick stairs. Some lime and sticks. If I cared more about andesite, this ruin has a good amount of it. Alright. Heading back down. Hello, JJ. This is actually a tiny bit later than I used to go live regularly. Dry grass, charcoal. Two useful things. Let's go and check the ground around the ruin. Let's go and grab this crate. Also empty. Let's go ahead and grab those other crates in there. Oop. Getting to here is a huge pain in the ass. Aged forge. Is it a functional forge? I don't think so. No. Purely decorative. Alright. What is that, lead? Yes. Don't want either of those because they're opened and I'm too lazy to close them. But there was another one up here somewhere that is closed. I will grab that and then we will be on our way. Nice. I would like to find a massive grave. I could use more bones. Oh, a locust nest. If I can get more scrap metal, I can tame more shivers. Sometime this week, locust nest. Hell yeah. I'll also grab this as well. I did not find that crate I was talking about. Might be up here. Maybe I'm hallucinating. I don't like the color red, but I do want that vessel. Right. I'll just drop off the stuff that I don't want at that trader, and then we will head home. What is this? Medium fertility soil? Alright, where is that trader? There's that trader. Hello, Itmost. Give me a second. Alright. There we go. Let me make sure I'm not muted. Not muted. Thank you for checking in, JJ. That's just loose flint. Yep, I've been over here. Whoop. There's a lot of cool stuff here, though. Whoop. There was another ruin. This one's got 2 skeletons in it. I don't need them, but I should probably go grab those as well. You know, while I'm in town. Does this guy not have crates? I mean, chests? Do have plenty of crates. Yeah. Oh, I'm starving. Shut up. I was kind of hoping this guy would have some chests. Does have these sugar beets that I can't harvest because they're too close. Oh, never mind. I totally can harvest them. Alright, should I go get those skeletons or should we just head back? I don't need more of those skeletons, but one can never have enough. Let's go grab some skeletons. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. To grab ourselves some corpses. Problem with this train generation is that it's really hard to get around. Like, how did I get over there originally? It's kind of connected over here. Maybe it's connected over there. That's how I got to it. What is this? Just quartz? Alright. If I can find more meteoric iron, although I have to find iron. Because if I can just make an iron anvil, I can start making shit out of meteoric iron. Whoop. Probably should have grabbed my prospecting pick before coming out here. Who knows? There could be some cool shit in this area. And I would never know, because I'm not prospecting. Some red clay. Alright, where are my bones? Here are my bones. Oh. Farming vessel. What did that have? Oh, cabbage seeds. Not a lot of them. Well, let's go ahead and just eat this. Eat the sugar beet. Soybean seeds. Not a bad find. Why am I so tired all the time? It's almost like I don't sleep. How's everybody in chat doing? Hopefully holding up. Carrots. When am I going to find a time to grow carrots? Well, actually, I could probably grow carrots right now. Alright, got everything I need. Let's go ahead and head back. World gen here is really strange, but I don't have any mods that change world generation. This is how the game decided it wanted to generate the world. I've changed several settings. For example, like these mountaintops are pretty wide and flat. What is your thesis? But the mountaintop is wide and flat because of settings that I've changed. I can't remember the name of the setting currently. I think it's like landform cover or something like that. I set it to 300%. Right? Normally I do better in the winter. Although, just been continue to be stressed out about the regular stuff. Who knows what is going on with my landlord? Bloop. I should make an easy way to get around here, eventually. This is not a trip I make often, but if it was, I would definitely benefit from, like, stairs somewhere. Let's go. I don't remember the name of the setting. Oh, there's a poor hair stuck down there. But it's definitely not 300% by default. 300% is the highest it gets. And it starts pretty low. If that's the one I think of, or I'm thinking of, then it's 500% by default, which is too high. Alright, how'd I get down here? Well, I know how I got down here. This can't be how I got out of here last time. Otherwise, I probably would have left myself an actual path. Actually, not making things easier for myself is pretty common behavior. Whoop. Where do I go? Starting again. Yeah, so the setting that makes island size is by default set to 500%. And then there's one that makes lakes and mountains like flat. Not flat, but like wider. And that one, I don't know what the default is, but it's not 300%. 300% is the max. And I've got it set to the max, but that's not where it starts. I've not looked at my world settings in a while. I have shown them off, though. I would quit out and reload to show them off, but the game's got a memory leak. So doing so would only screw me over. Yes, good, I grabbed the stonemasons thing. Unless I already had the stonemasons thing. And if that is the case, that means there are two of them. Alright, let's go and put the skeletons away. Might as well put my seeds away as well. Check out this little globe I picked up. Here to go, puppy dog. Play with the globe. Yeah, temperature out here is pretty high. Winter is not done, no. Well, it's the 6th of December. Where we're living is just not really getting a winter. Are y'all done yet? Nope. Seems like I just restarted those. Barrel of honey, barrel of corn oil. There's my mortar. My alcohol has primarily got a couple days left. It's not a lot of mushroom beer. Oh, put those back. Pretty weak alcohol for how much work that is. So now we gotta start and cleaning this space up so that I can eventually build a proper house. And soybean. I could plant a bunch of cabbages. And carrots. I could also plant some carrots. What I need to do is stop planting stuff so that I can actually build a house. Perlin noise is crazy. Oh, what noise? Sorry, I'm a little bit out of it. I don't think this is gonna grow. Rest in pieces. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. I know I said I wasn't going to plant stuff, but let's go ahead and plant some stuff. I have to always be distracted. 2. Those will do fine, don't worry about it. Grab my cabbages and my carrots. And 26 cabbage. Only 12 carrots. Gotta work on that. Alright. Plant these and then actually start cleaning up the space around my house. Well, my house in air quotes. We gotta build this damn house. Alright. P and K are both good. So my carrots will do alright over here. I need somewhere with good nitrogen. Nope. Alright. Nitrogen here is fine. I'm so old and tired. Interesting. It is wild how people have come up with these weird shortcuts. To make things easier to do. And it's still good. And it's not as good there. Don't worry, I can get my seed back. I can usually get my seed back, my goodness. I just wasted a cabbage seed. Nope. Nope. Here we go. Alright. Now, start the cleanup process. Hello, Hex. I'm sorry, Hex was out of here. Hello, Loxia. Perlin noise. Whatever it's called. The thing people use to generate random terrain. They're talking about it in YouTube chat. Alright, so there's a lot I want to do. But for the people who are not in my Discord server, which is actually not a whole lot of you at this point, I kind of want to go ahead and make one of my street lamps, just to show it off. I'm proud of it. And also, I think I've already forgotten how to make it. Alright. I'm going to need to make more chests. Holy shit. I need those on me. Sugar beet. I don't think I particularly care about. But yeah, we need to pick up a lot of this random stuff on the ground. Stuff that I've got an absurd amount of. I can temporarily put in crates over here. Get that out of there. I'm just trying to stack them. There we go. Well, it's crooked, but it's also temporary. Rift activity is calm. Must get this done. Alright, perfect. Honestly, I don't know who let me make such a huge mess in the first place. For those of you who have just shown up, how's everybody doing? Also, welcome back, Never Destroyer of Worlds. My apologies. I'm jet lagged, except that I didn't just get off of a plane, so I have no excuse. I just don't think my brain works. Do I have a crate somewhere already with bones? I don't believe I do. What is the kind of thing that I would benefit from a crate for? Do. What's what? What did I forget about being proud of? Oh, my lantern design? Hello, Cyan! So everybody was sent home because the power was out? And then the power turned right back on as soon as everyone was sent home? That sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna leave that there. Actually, no, I can't leave anything there. That's the point of what I'm doing here. Nice. I actually liked school, but I had a shitty home life growing up. As for college, I would like to continue my education, but the problem is ain't nobody got time for that. I don't have time for that anyway. Frobsty the snowman. Oh. Probably gonna have to leave my rocks on the ground somewhere else. Stonemason's blueprint. I did! I had 2 of these. I thought I left it behind. I wonder if they stack. Stonemason's blueprint. Stonemason's blueprint. They do not stack. Which is unfortunate. Rift activity is still calm. I'm also gonna grab a bunch of limestone. Gotta grab a small amount of clay if I can find any. Here we go. Normally shivers are a concern, but that's probably just my own puppy dog over there. Rift activity is calm. Chisel. Fuck, I need one of those. You gotta put both of them back. Gonna have to make another hammer. Nope, no I don't. I've got the tin bronze one. It's fun to be a god. Have y'all seen Road to El Dorado? I'm just walking around in the dark. Yoink. Right. So you here. Might as well get 2 of these. Aged ashlar blocks. Oop. I need to do something with those. All they do is periodically damage me a small amount. Stop trying to kill me. How are my cows doing? Still pregnant. How are my chickens doing? Time remaining 5 days. I don't think they're actually going to hatch those. Boom. Rift activity is still calm. Can put you back. Put that back. What a good dog. Shit. Everybody knows shit's fucked. Boom. This is Vintage Story. It's like a hardcore wilderness survival, voxel-based game. Aren't they pregnant for months? I mean, yes and no. I'm not entirely sure how long they actually stay pregnant. Doop. Doo-doo-doo. Can I get a stick? A lot of people think this game looks like Minecraft. I mean, they are both voxel games. And this game exists because Tyron and his wife were like, Minecraft is fun, but what if it was actually challenging? So there isn't no merit to that. Does anybody know what I'm making? Hand planer, that's what I'm making. Yeah, I've got a bunch of mods right now. So my character is a mage, also a space bird. But I'm definitely playing the game more like a cottagecore game. If the game did not have the hardcore survival elements, it would not be so fun to like farm and cook. What am I making? Not that. I will need that. I'm trying to make a hand planer. Here we go. Hand planer. Road del Dorado is such a good movie. I think more people should watch it. Alright, good to go. Break off the metal. This is just like a really fucking long chisel. Yoink. Right. Do you want to hear something super satisfying? It's peed. Check this out. You can throw hot metal into water to cool it off quickly. Not yet, but in the future, doing that will cause there to be a small chance for the project to explode. I believe you don't lose any metal if the project explodes. But you will have to reshape the ingot and try again. You'll always be 5 seconds behind. YouTube's got a longer delay. Where'd the lantern go? Did I already pick it up? Yes, I did already pick it up. Ow. Well, I need my hammer in my offhand. Get these both chiseled. One more. Do. There we go. I wish I had a working brain. Y'all know what I mean? Why can't I put this on the ground? Can I put it up here? I can. I should not need that again. Actually, I'm going to need that again. Who let me put that away? Yeah, just download more brain RAM. Alright. Let's go grab that again. You know, the thing I just put away, saying I shouldn't eat it. Set it to island mode. Oh shit. Bring that back out. Alright, not that hard to make it all. Wrong tool. I'm going to have to grab my wrench. So this doesn't need to necessarily be made out of aged limestone ashlar. But I think it's very similar to the bones in color. It might be cool to build them out of something that stands out a tiny bit more. Also, a better lantern would be pretty sweet. Let's go and grab that. Put it on the ground. Go grab my real lantern, which is right here. This should also fit up here. Maybe not crooked. Boom. Alright. Now my bones. Where's my wrench? Got... I think 50 of this game is just starting new worlds. Yeah, I spent a lot of time just repeatedly starting new worlds. Trying to get the world gen right. Where the fuck is my wrench? I'll make another one, but I shouldn't have to make another wrench. Alright. 20% of this. Well, the lamppost isn't done. It requires skeletons. Wrench? No. No wrench. Still no wrench. The hell did I do with my wrench? Nope, that's my wrench. Heck yeah. Alright. One down. Whoops. Nope. There we go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to move these guys one block up. Da 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 da. What is my pickaxe? If I had the same type of skeleton, it would not need to be moved one block up. Yoink. Right. Grab this. That's not where I want that, but whatever. Might be easier to move these a block down. I'm gonna have to line them up. But I don't have the right type of skeleton. But these are the ones I've got. So we're kind of stuck living with it. Wrong way. Nope, rotate you. Right. We'll have to wait until they're lined up with these other dudes. Are they actually taller? I don't think so. We'll see. If not, I'm going to have to get... Or, I mean, if they are, I'm going to have to get more of the same skeleton. I don't know why they would be taller. Come on. Down you go. I'm going to have to get more of the same skeleton. Alright. Smack you back up here. This is just a proof of concept. Can you not be crooked, please? I'm not a perfectionist, but some amount of decorum. Right, I'm currently facing east. A little bit further in. Yeah, these dudes are taller. Or I'm stupid. Nope, I lost track of it. It's gonna have to come down 1 or 2. Yeah, I might just have to trade these out for the right type of skeleton. Can't focus. They see us. Not the easiest thing to do. Probably on account of me having multiple types of skeleton. Yeah, these guys are taller. Like, quite a bit taller, actually. Which would be fine. But I can't have them be taller. I might just have to suspiciously acquire some of the right height skeletons. I mean, them being taller is almost cool looking. Nope, not you. Come on. Let me focus on the right skeleton. Whoop. Was that it? No. You can kind of see what I'm going for here. I was hoping that I wouldn't struggle as much with the skeletons. Yeah, dude, these skeletons are so much taller. I could not tell you why. So ignore the two that are taller. I'm going to have to go find more of the correct one. But basically, they're just all back to back on this pole. Why are they taller? It just doesn't make sense. It's amusing. I'll have to find something to do with the tall ones. But yeah. I do not have the right tools for it. But using the Jonas paintbrush, I can actually make glowing blocks with the dye. So it'd be kind of cool if I could get like a couple voxels in there to make them have glowing eyes. Probably couldn't do it in a way that looks good. But it would be cool and is therefore worth potentially doing. But yeah, I need 2 more skeletons that aren't so fucking tall. But that's basically my street lamp. What do y'all think? Alright. Put my chisel down, put my hammer down. It's hope time, it's healing time, it's Hillary time. Good rift activity is still calm. Definitely ward off evil spirits. Yeah. I mean, the evil spirits are kind of all around us, unfortunately. If you see me pushing C repeatedly, I'm checking this little piece of information here, rift activity. It has been calm all stream, but if that is anything but calm, monsters will spawn in the dark. And they're more annoying than challenging. But if they do decide to show up, it's something we're going to have to deal with. Boom, what did I do with the lantern that was on there? Because that actually belongs to my cows. There it is. Yoink. Let's go ahead and give this back to my livestock. I'm going to have to do something with those fucking thorned plants. There y'all go. Yeah, I don't think that my chickens are going to actually hatch those eggs. Oh. There are monsters we have to deal with even if rift activity is calm. Boop. Unless I just go inside. Later, nerd. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I gotta clean up. My goodness. Do you ever just make a big mess because it's funny and then you're like, fuck, I have to clean this shit up? I made this a much harder task on myself than it has to be. I might actually set monster hostility to passive, just for the purpose of actually building, otherwise it's never going to get done. Rift activity is medium, but it is not dark. Right, let's go ahead and pick up all my cattails. I should make some crocks. Oh, and then make some pit kilns with those bowls. Yeah, I've still got these monsters floating around. Just being annoying dicks for no reason. Galenia. Reparo. Yeah, not yet. But the plan is to eventually, dang it, host like a community Discord server. Well, I've already got the community Discord server. I plan to host a vintage story server for my community Discord server sometime next year. Could do it sooner, but I'm waiting for 1.22. I don't know how true it is, but I hear that you're going to have to make a new world anyway when 1.22 comes out. Now, put it in there. Just keep throwing. Nope, I guess that's at capacity. Let's go and stack these here then. They're changing a lot of stuff. I don't know how complicated it's going to be, but supposedly... Look at that thing over there, just being a douche. Go away, I'm trying to do chores. Supposedly we're finally going to be able to actually fish. Hello. Nope, still pregnant. Could y'all hatch these eggs, please? Honestly, it's like they don't want babies. Oop, I'm under attack. Alright, come on. Get down here where I can actually hit you. Yeah, if I'm going to actually make any progress towards building a house, I'm going to have to set monsters to passive. I don't have an attention span as it is, and getting distracted every 30 seconds will not help. Oh, that's the hammer move. Oh, more ingots. Do-do-do. Hello, Weaver. How are you doing? What I want them to do is add tameable shivers. I've got this one because I have a mod for it. But how cool would it be if you could tame these guys in vanilla? Ignore how goofy Puppy Dog is being. I've got a mod that makes shivers behave more like spiders. Come at me, Scrub Lord. Come on. Shovels really are the most broken of weapons. They're not even intended to be used as a weapon. No, but it's because they don't have a swing animation that you can just kind of spam them. The only animals you can tame in vanilla, and it's not taming the same way you do it in Minecraft, are sheep, goats, chickens, and then elks. Is the plural of elk just elk? Alright. Let's go and do some pottery while we work. Smack you there. Go ahead and grab my red clay. Now, unfortunately, taming mobs... Yeah, bighorn sheep can very slowly get used to you. After like 5 generations, they even stop trying to kill you. How cool is that? I'm not trying to make cooking pot. Crocs. Might as well make 4 of them. But yeah, it's not like how you tame animals in Minecraft where they follow you around. Tamed animals in Vintage Story are just more familiar with you, so it's easier to like milk them or collect eggs. Well, yeah, they're breedable, but as you breed them, their generation number increases. And so right now, I've got 1 generation 2 cow, and then 1 generation 1. Well, no, 2 generation 1s. And then 2 generation 0s. With chickens, after like 5 or so generations, they stop running away from you, which will make it easier to breed more chickens, since they don't get scared away from their hen boxes. It's more like domestication than taming, for sure. Although, like, you can't just go out in the wilderness and tame a wolf. Dogs were domesticated over, like, millennia, basically. Gonna grab these. Just gonna put them away. I do not have an attention span, so if I get bothered by too many more monsters, I will be turning them to passive just because I'm trying to get some shit done. I know what you're thinking. That sounds like cheating. Yes. But it's in the name of actually getting shit done. I'm gonna have to destroy this whole thing. Right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to clear the ground in the area. Might as well start my pottery. So I'm clearing the ground so that I can eventually tear everything up. Not you. And then get like a basic blueprint or like an outline for my house going. The entrance to my cellar is going to stay as the entrance to my cellar, which limits us a tiny bit, but this is a pretty large open space, so I'm confident we can still do something pretty cool with the space, eventually. Stop dropping sticks. Do 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 do. Right, let's get this started. It's getting hot in here. The railroad community refers to the multiple of caboose as caboose. That is pretty cool. Everybody knows that the plural of moose is meeson, though. I will pluralize mice occasionally as meese, just because it's funny. Gonna grab a couple of these. Is this actually the last of my copper? If it is, I need to go get more copper. Oh, here's a tiny bit more copper. And that does seem to be it. Lots of chores that need chorin'. Oh, that's what I did with all my copper. I'm pretty sure I had more than this. Do-do-do. Actually, what am I thinking? There we go, 400's plenty, because I've just got the two cauldron, or two, yes. I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to be productive. This is. I've been playing Vintage Story since, 2023. Give me that. 2023. I played about 300 hours of this game without mods. So even without mods, this game is a ton of fun. I have modded the hell out of it, though. I basically turned the game into, not Vintage Story, that's what this is. Stardew Valley with Eldritch Horror. I'm mostly joking, but a lot of my mods are farming and cooking based. But after a year of farming and cooking without a house, chat really wants me to actually build a house, so that's sort of what I'm working on. I am not a zombie hunter. I work nights because I am nocturnal, but what I do is I unload trailers and stock shelves. And I crash into shit with a forklift. That's right, I'm forklift certified. You can also do some fun stuff with decoration. This did not work how I wanted it to, because two of my skeletons are too tall. But check out this street lamp. I'm going to have to get two more of the short skeletons. I could just make the street lamp taller, but then I would have to put it on more of a pedestal. The lantern can only sit in certain places. I think the idea of a forklift certification is that you're certified if you don't crash into stuff. But everybody crashes into some things. The secret is to not crash into anything important, and don't crash into anything too hard, and you'll be fine. There we go. I'm actually surprised I'm not being bothered by monsters. Of course, now that I said something, they're going to show up. Right? If you haven't yet, you should totally subscribe. I try to stream daily. If I am going to miss a day, Saturday will be the morning I do not stream. But even then, I try to. Well, the chickens don't have that impressive of a house either. Ow. Not to mention, because they are not Generation 5, they run away from me. Whoops. I really need to do something with those. Although it's like the 4th time I've said that this stream. And guess what I've not done? Is something with those. Alright. Tongs in my hand. Tongs in my hand. I believe the chickens need Generation 5. They will lay eggs, even if they're wild chickens. But if you want them to stop running away from you, it does require like 5 or more generations of chicken. Which is wild. There is a spell that basically forces them ahead a generation. But I don't have that spell, currently. It's called Befriend Animal, and it is actually one of the earliest spells most people get. So my not having it is mostly just because I haven't gotten to spellcrafting yet. Spellcrafting being a modded feature, it's not something you can do in vanilla. Which is interesting, because magic is canon, but the player does not gain access to it. Only the forlorn hope can access magic. And it's not like magic. It's more like Full Metal Alchemist alchemy, which is a lot more like magic than actual alchemy. But it's not like sorcery, which my character that I'm currently playing as is a sorcerer. Necromancer specific. Oh yeah, Rustbound magic is exceptionally grindy. There's a reason that what little Rustbound magic I have done, I cheated. I do have a series back when Rustbound magic was more grindy, where I was not cheating. But it's because I made so much progress without cheating that I'm like, I'm never doing that again. No, if I had unlimited free time, I would probably do it. But considering I really only play the game if I'm streaming, I don't have time for that. My viewers don't have time for that. Nothing would ever get done. Do-do-do. Come on. Something about a redwood tree. Ugh. My work has already started playing Christmas music. And while I do not have a Christmas song stuck in my head, I am annoyed by all the Christmas music. I don't celebrate Christmas, but that's not why I don't like Christmas music. It's so meandering. There are like 8 Christmas songs, and then 1,000 covers of those 8 songs. Was that my shiver? Oh no, it's not my shiver. Fuck off. Why can't you be a good dog like Puppy Dog? Nope. Douche. No, I guess there's nothing else out here I need to babysit. Let's go ahead and put this away. I actually do like shivers. I just wish they would leave me alone. Can't stand both ones. Those things fucking suck. I have not made a salad, no. 48 days. A lot of my stuff is just going to turn into rot. I'll probably survive the entire winter. Not even going to get a real winter. But I can survive the entire thing off of just like muffins and fruit bread. I'm definitely still farming and cooking as if I'm playing on a server. Unlimited free time sounds cool. See, even if I wasn't required to work to survive, I would probably still be doing something with my time other than streaming. But how cool would it be if I was not required to work just to survive? Puppy dog. Stop it. Puppy dog. Come here. Pet, pet. Pet, pet the puppy. Doot, doot. Hardened copper. That's what we like to see. Oh, and my bowls and crocs are done. Do, 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 do. Honestly, tearing this stuff down is going to be the majority of the work. I don't know if I can remove that stuff. Oh, drifter. Fuck off. Come here. Stop throwing rocks. Thank you. Look at all this copper. I should probably be making tin where I can. If I could find my cassiterite, I think I've got enough to make like a tin bronze chisel. Maybe a hand planer. I wish I had more skeletons. How cool would it be if I could just incorporate skeletons into like various parts of my home base? I plan to. Let's see here. Skeleton compact. I like how these guys stick out further than the block they're meant to occupy. But that does mean it's going to be a lot harder to build something with them. We'll have to figure it out. This is a learning exercise. Do. We're experiencing building this base together. What kind of stuff can I make with this anyway? Green marble. Basalt. Oh, I can make cracked basalt by making polished. Aging that. Scoria. That's actually a pretty looking rock. Scoria volcanic rock. Where do I find scoria? Created by melting. That's not helpful information. I don't know that scoria would look good with everything else I've got going on. Alright. Let's go ahead and move these stones. Hello. Are you all hatching these? No? Alright. There's probably an update for the mod. Hopefully that would make them actually do what they're supposed to be doing. Alright, let's go and check my crops. Which is why I wasn't going to plant more. Yeah, my family and I aren't exactly, like... We're not really tight-knit. We get along, for the most part. Not that long ago, I did a stream where I played Peak with my sister and her husband. My sister's actually trying to get our youngest sibling and our mother into Peak. But our youngest sibling is, despite being 24, like that level of edgy where they're just like too cool to be into anything. And then our mother gets horrible motion sickness when playing video games. So a fun idea to do a Peak stream with my, well, two of my siblings and my mother. It's not likely to happen. Boom. I do think that if my mother was able to play games without getting motion sick, that she is an entertaining person. I might do a stream with my mom, give her a chance to show off her Animal Crossing island. I'm trying to get back into Animal Crossing since there's an update on the way. And then my mother was never got out of Animal Crossing. Huge fan. Basically Amish plus. My condolences. There is something like really respectable about the way the Amish live. I think choosing to live like that is fine. And I believe that there is a practice where they get to, like, leave home at 18 or whatever and experience the real world before deciding. Like, I'm totally fine with organized religion. As long as it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I live like this because my religion tells me I have to. I'm like, alright, if that works for you, great. Well, as soon as somebody tells me it's like, oh, you have to live like this because my religion says so, I'm like, you know what? Fuck off. And my mother, despite the fact that on her side of the family we're Jewish, like ethnically, tried raising us Mormon for some reason. That didn't work out for her. And pretty much as soon as we all turned like 12 or so and could stay home alone, we were given the option to not have to go to church. And every single one of us took it. It's like, nope, not doing that shit. Right, move the sticks. I'm gonna have to move my peat. I keep getting distracted, but honestly, clearing this space is going by a lot faster than I thought it would. It's one of those things where, like, you spend 20 hours putting off a task, and it's like, alright, I finally did it, it wasn't that bad. We've got quite the seashell collection. Why do I have so many hoes? Well, only 2 of these are hoes. But why do I have so many hoes? Move you, move you. Damn, it's wild to think that this was a huge mess not even that long ago. If only cleaning your room in real life was as quick and satisfying. Oh, check out the oxblood vessel I got earlier. And technically, as a rust mage, I can make these. I say technically, because it requires rituals. And the rituals are a huge pain in the ass, and you don't even get to pick which one you get. And can I make ashlar with this shit? Theoretically, yes. Cobblestone. Netherite. Can be used to make netherite ashlar. That is a bit much. I like it, but that is a bit much. I wonder if it wouldn't make a better countertop than the smooth stuff, though, because the smooth stuff bleeds together really poorly. Yeah, it's strange that my mother, for some reason, wanted us to be religious. Because, like, she was raised Jewish, but then her father died, and then her mother decided to become, of all things, Jehovah's Witness. Well, my mother told us that she raised us Mormon because she wanted us to get the holidays that she didn't. And it's like, we could have just celebrated without needing to be Mormon. Like, don't get me wrong, a lot of Mormons will genuinely be some of the nicest people you've ever met. But the whole thing is a cult. I mean, all religion is technically a cult. It just depends on what you're willing to buy into. But at the same time, there are genuinely people out there that the only reason they are not monsters is because they're afraid of God. And, like, if God is the reason that you're not, like, murdering your neighbors, then I'm glad you have God. It's going to make more copper. But I don't know. I wouldn't even describe myself as spiritual, but there is, like, connection to nature, which is not technically a religion, I feel like is important. Humanity likes to put ourselves on a pedestal, but we are ultimately just animals. We are custodians of the earth. But to do... hello, Nathan. But also, like... humans have thumbs, which make us great at petting random animals. How wonderful to exist in a world full of creatures that do like to be pet. Puppy dog, what the fuck are you doing? Alright. Hopefully I never have to clean my cellar, because this seems like it's going to be more work than cleaning the space above. Let's go and eat another one of these. Boom. Delicious. Alright, I gotta move the peat. Indeed. You can actually pet wild shivers as well if you've got the right settings. Hell, I say if you've got the right settings. You can pet something as it is trying to murder you. Just good luck. Here you go, puppy dog. Where exactly is my hand? I'm trying to pet puppy dog. I don't know where my hand is. There we go. Pet the dog. Pet the dog. I wonder why shivers do what shivers do. Right. I'm kind of still using this space. Move out these tools. Moving this chest, these crates, and then my seed storage. Seems like it's going to be a huge pain in the ass. Go and move the fire clay stuff. Actually, depending on how much flint I've got, I might make more calcined flint. Going to need more than that. Not seeing any flint in there. Oh yeah, one summer, I mean, I would have died of heat stroke. But if I didn't die of heat stroke, one summer I almost went to Arizona to check out the property that I will technically be inheriting if my grandparents kick the bucket. But it is out in the middle of the desert, which means there are Gila monsters. And getting bitten by a Gila monster trying to pet it is exactly how I'm going to die. I'm calling it now. I believe there's flint all over the place. In some regard, I need to stop getting distracted. In other regards, a lot of the stuff I'm getting distracted with is shit I gotta do anyway. Yoink. I get the flint even if I don't break it with my hand, right? Yes, good, good. I wish I got bonuses to mining. I think that as a reward for building my house, which I've not done yet, that I might actually allow myself to start alchemy. I don't remember what I need for the looting potion. Let's find out. Looter's Delight. Potion tea. What is looting? Well, it's in here somewhere. Alright, so it's potion plus woad, a bundle of chamomile, and a mortar and pestle. Yep, it seems like I'm going to need chamomile. Where the fuck do I get chamomile from? But yeah, there are potions that I can make, which will make me better at, like, foraging and mining and shit. You know, which if I can make them, will improve my life. I wish I could get blocks that have, like, the moss layer on it. If there is a way to spawn a moss layer in creative mode, I've not figured it out. But moss and oxidization are like two things that I really wish I could put on shit that I've got. Grow chamomile in the mountains. I mean, I've got mountains right over there. I'm going to have to plant my apples and pears up in the mountains, actually. where I live down here in the valley, it does not get cold enough for pear trees to vernalize or whatever it's called. And basically, some fruit in this game needs to, like, winter first before it can actually start producing fruit. So it does not get cold enough for that fruit, but it's also too cold for, like, pomegranates and oranges. So I'm going to have pear trees up in the mountains, and then I'm going to have pomegranates and oranges underground. You know, like a normal farmer. Oop, lag spike. Alright. Let's go and get this done. Yoink. What the hell? Broop. There we go. My stomach is making some weird noises. That's not ideal. How many are in there? 24? Depending on how much charcoal this takes up. Avocado are not... Avocado, really? Avocado are not in vanilla, unfortunately. There is a mod that I really like called Wildcraft Fruit and Nuts. Yeah, avocado are not thing. Yeah, they're not. Just double checking. I can't spell. Wildcraft Fruit and Nuts does add avocado trees. It also adds chocolate. So as soon as that updates, that is one that I would really like to have on a modded server. In my last series, I had black nightshade, like a bunch of it. And I was making wine with the black nightshade. Oh shit, I forgot this was here. Because I'm dumb. Oh, that's actually still pretty warm. Like, it's gonna have to come back up to temp. But it's not frozen anyway. Right? In the expanded foods thread on the official Vintage Story Discord server, somebody showed off a porridge that they made, topped with chocolate. And it's one of those things where it's like, that sounds pretty darn good, actually. I'm not a big fan of milk chocolate, IRL. But I'm a huge fan of dark chocolate. Hello, are you still pregnant? Yep, he's still pregnant. Pet the cow. Pet the cow. I wonder if larger player models have an easier time petting wildlife. I need to stop getting distracted. Couldn't tell you what I was doing before I got distracted, though. It seems to have updated. I think that Wildcraft did update. I just don't know if it's compatible with expanded foods yet. Although even if the mods don't play nicely together, having the both of them would still be fun. Alright. Nope, I might actually need more of that charcoal. I'll use this. I'm gonna find my tin. I do not have a lot of cassiterite. Honestly, it would be pretty cool if cooking in this game got, like, super expanded. Like, how nice would it be if you could make, like, a chocolate avocado bread? I've had chocolate avocado bread in real life, and it's fucking delicious. You really cannot taste the avocado, but it adds, like, a creaminess to it. I don't know if they ever found out what the issue was, but this mod that I've got here, from Golden Combs, for some reason, if you have From Golden Combs and Wildcraft Fruit and Nuts, it used to cause a crash if you tried to harvest specifically hazelnuts. If they did ever bring it up, I didn't see the explanation. It seems like one of those things. that it's such a weird bug that it would be hard to track down the cause. It's like, oh, the game crashes when we do exactly this. And it's like, well, that's super specific. Why? It's like, nobody knows. Do-do-do-do. Look at all this copper. I should really be making tin. If I can. Or not tin, I should be making tin bronze. Rift activity is medium. Let's look around for my cassiterite. That's my silver. I do need more silver. Oh, here's my cassiterite. And then, of course, I've still got a bunch of copper, I think. Yep, do have a bunch of copper. What would be cool is that if I could, like, make something with these guys. Like, I just take a skeleton and then craft it with, like, I don't know what would be fair. 8 nails and strips or something. And then I get, like, a skeleton that can be posed, dressed up in handed stuff. Because if I could get a skeleton that I could get to hold a lantern, I could make a street lamp out of that. That sounds like it would be pretty cool. Blueberry juice. Oh, sorry, that's blueberry syrup. And what syrup do I have the most of? That's a lot of blackcurrant syrup. Probably that. Anyway, let's get sloshed. Drink it all, drink it all, drink it all. There is a mod called Novelty, I believe, which does actually give you some random bonuses if you have a varied diet. Project Zomboid has a pretty good, like, fun and boredom system. It would be cool if you're, like, I don't know what your character being unhappy would actually do. But it would be cool if, like, better, more complicated meals made your character happy, and then you got some bonus from that. I also think it would be cool. Oh, that's a weird effect. I don't think I've ever tried going to sleep drunk. Oh, there's a shiver outside. Eventually I'll get a distillery. Actually, I don't know if there's too much stopping me from making a distillery now. Let me see here. Lead solder. I need to make a lead solder ingot. Metal molding. Oh, I need tin. I guess I could try to use as much lead and as little tin as possible. Hello. Oh, it's actually 0. I didn't know it would get to 0. At least my carrots and, whatchamacallem, cabbages will be fine. How far below freezing? Not vermilion. Whoops, helps if I can type. Apple. Will die if exposed to minus 20 or... 250 game hours below 3 Celsius in the cold season to bear fruit. Is the 250 consecutive? I might be able to grow apples and pears down here. It looks like apples, or yellow apples, are also more cold forgiving. I don't know, we'll just have to keep paying attention. I've never played with Novelty. Sorry, buddy. Rest in peace. Rift activity is medium. It is nice to see snow. It's already what I would call the middle of winter, though, so I'm not entirely sure the snow is going to be able to pile up. Especially considering how hot it gets during the day. We'll keep an eye on it, though. I might be able to grow pears down here. I'm still going to grow my other stuff underground. But if I don't have to climb all the way up into the mountains to make like a pear orchard, I will be thrilled. I also still need to find out how deep underground I need to go to grow my pomegranates. I should be safe if I just go all the way down to the mantle. I don't know if fruit trees have like a high end. Let me see here. Pomegranate tree cutting. Will die if exposed to -10 or colder. It does not seem to have a high end. Can be planted or grafted. Is there like a guide on grafting? Fruit trees. Growing habits. Propagation. Cutting and planting. The cutting on dirt while placing the cutting onto the cut branch stub of another fruit tree. Only a portion of grafts will succeed, and an even smaller number of planted cuttings. So it would be a pain in the ass, but I could probably make an apple tree that grows all 3 colors of apple. I don't know why I would do that. I guess for fun. Anyway, my bees are too cold to be doing anything right now. They should get back to working during the day. Let's go ahead and check this other field that I don't think I'm planting anything in. Nope. This one is totally empty. Sun is very slowly rising. Ooh, more red clay. Do. Alright. I need to stop stalling and move this stuff. If I take the empty guys and move them over there, I'll be able to slowly move all the seeds instead of just having to break it and living with the consequences. Oh dang, can I only put these against a wall? Seems like it. It's a little goofy, but what else can you do? I also have to move that. Not entirely sure why I decided this would be a good idea. There might be a hostile shiver somewhere nearby. It's possible that was Puppy Dog. Boom. I'm gonna start starving, but I can eat as soon as I put these down. Whoops. Boom-a-doo. Look at all this firewood. Eck. I wonder what kind of house I need to build. Even if all I do is fully clear this area, so that I can start planning the house, that will be a pretty big boon. I need another muffin. And up we go. I know that novelty gives a bonus to mining, which is not something I care about. Like, I need to mine. Come here. Why is there a lightning elemental out here in the snow? You should be an ice elemental and you know it. Get fucked. Oh, heck yeah, my bees are done. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I don't know if it's obvious, but like I started the stream tired. I'm still pretty tired. Puppy dog, don't get in the way, puppy dog. Puppy dog. Excuse me, thank you. Good job guarding the bees, puppy dog. Yeah. I mean, I'm of a mind. Oh, I've got eggs that only fresh for 11 days. I really do think that with this being a video game, if something is more work, it should probably be better. Like, look at steel. Steel is a ton of work, but it's also considerably better than iron. And so if it's worth it for some people to put in the effort, then they do, and they're rewarded for it. I personally do not feel like I need anything better than iron, so I tend not to enter the steel age. Oh, get out of there. Hello, Pocket. Oh, darn it, these are already almost full. I'm probably just going to have to make more nails and strips so I can make more trunks over there. The new rounded design. What's weird is that these are actually better than the more complicated ones. But the more complicated ones have a higher capacity. So you'll get less honeycomb less often using these. But you don't have to stay on top of it nearly as much. It's like a strange trade-off. And honestly, as somebody who does not have an attention span, it would be cool if I didn't need to babysit it so often. So even knowing that they're worse than the ceramic ones, I do plan on building a proper bee house, eventually. How are you doing, Pocket? I'm gonna have to get wind power up and running sooner than later. I need to be able to crush up some resources so that I can make refractory bricks for my beehive kiln. Ow. Alright, you done? Nope. Craving bats in every which way. What? Like trying to eat bats? That's no good. I've made a windmill before. I've just never made a good windmill. Also, it does not help that up until now I've really not cared about collecting resin. Like, don't get me wrong. I've collected resin. Just not recently. I've collected very little resin, just for the purposes of making my fruit press. There's something else I've yet to make that either... No, I don't think I made it yet. Something else I need resin for. I just can't remember what. I think my butchering table? One can never have enough butchering table. Boom. I've seen the South Park special. That's not how Corona started. Jeez. It's fucked up. Alright. But yeah, Pocket, we're just kind of cleaning up this space. Hello, Gustav. We're cleaning up the area that I'm calling home so that I can actually build a house on it. Let's go ahead and move all these tools over. Let's go ahead and make it 2 more trunks. And then move all these tools over. Do. Looks like I can only make 1 more trunk. Boom, trunk made. Must be hearing things. Like a Skyrim NPC. Oh, that's fine. Not only is this temporary, I can't imagine that my trunk being crooked is gonna bother anybody. Grab all the seeds, grab all the seeds. Also, yes, don't forget to like the stream. Like, comment, and subscribe. I was going to put my seeds in those ones, but then I'm just going to have to move them again, so let's throw them in here. We've got a good amount of seeds. Boom-ba-doom. Yeah, a lake is a decent quenching area. So I need to find 2 shorter skeletons. But what do y'all who just showed up think of my street lamp? This side looks correct, because those are the right type of skeleton. These guys are too tall. I don't know why they're taller, but they are. I'll have to find a way to incorporate the taller ones into a build, though. Alright. Let's go and get these away. Well, the problem with the tall ones is that they do not actually even fit into the pattern. So I'm going to need short ones, at least for the street lamps. I will find a use for the tall guys. And I'm going to need more of each. Oh, I can't even open the trunk from here. Boom! Fucking hell. Gonna need to move this shit. Go and grab more of these tools. As long as I try to keep all my tools in 1 crate, or 1 trunk, it'll be easier. Dry recurve bow stave. Ingredient 4 of this thing. I've got twine and I've got bones. I don't have leather and I don't have bushmeat. I could kill that bear that's been stalking me. The problem is that by the time the leather is made, the bushmeat will be bad. There is effectively no winning. Oh yeah, despite the fact that I said I wasn't going to, I planted more stuff. I'll just keep that there. Got some more pumpkins growing, because I plan on making fruit bars. And then over here I planted carrots and cabbage, because both of them do well with below freezing. By a decent bit. They should be grown before it gets that cold. It has been getting to 0 at night. But like, look at that. It's almost 10 above, and it's raining right now, which drops the temperature a tiny bit. If I break this, the rots just spread everywhere, right? Yes. A smarter thing to do would be to have just not made such a mess around my living space in the first place. But also nobody's ever accused me of being smart. Well, yeah, this place does look disturbingly empty. But considering I'm trying to empty it so that I can destroy it and build a proper house, it unfortunately must be done. I highly doubt that I'm going to get like a serviceable house done this stream. What time is it? Like it's already 6 o'clock. But if I can clear the area enough, well, we will consider this a success. Look at all that beeswax. Yoink. Of course I'm going to have to move all this stuff again at some point in the future. But for now, it's stopping me from building my dream home. My Barbie dream house. And there is a mod that adds more colors of things. I could just make my house like hot pink. I mean, in practice, it would be possible. How's my stuff doing? Well, that's honey, which will never go bad. My yeast is fresh for 50 days. I don't need my yeast for anything at the moment. In fact, by the time I get around to making more bread, I might have to also make more yeast. How do I make a shoot? Cross shoot. Elbow shoot. It's just 2 cross shoots. And for those, I smith them with copper ingots. Apparently you can use a chest and a chute, kind of like a hopper, in Minecraft, to automatically feed your chickens. Which, considering I'm constantly forgetting to actually feed them, that sounds pretty handy. Why do I keep getting achievements I've definitely already gotten? What's this? What's this? Doo-doo-doo. What is sick, actually? A hot pink house? Surely that would have disappeared. Oh, the feeder! Yeah, it only holds like 8 portions. Right, I'm missing a tool rack. These only crafted with sticks, so it's not that big of a loss. But I would ideally lose no items. Am I like out of walnut planks? I might have to get more walnut. Alright. Desperate times calls for desperate measures. There's no sense in not clay forming in the rain. Just gonna make one of these. Do 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 do. It'd be cool if you could like cast arrowheads instead of needing to smith them every time. Eventually we're going to get like a whetstone, so maybe once we get a whetstone, we'll be able to like cast arrowheads and then sharpen them. That would be cool. If I wasn't so lazy, I might even be using the bow I got. If we look at my character's class perks and species perks, I would make one hell of an archer. Although the bonuses also apply to spears. And there's a reason that spears are the meta. But I've also got like a really nice quiver that I stole from a dungeon. Or a ruin, rather. Would be cool to use those. There are also some nice silver and gold arrows that you can purchase but not make yourself. Seems like a bit of a missed opportunity if you ask me. How am I supposed to hunt werewolves if I can't make silver arrows? Well, spears do a lot more damage if you throw them. I don't think they benefit from ranged damage unless you're throwing them. Unless they do count as ranged damage even when not being thrown, in which case that is a little bit OP. Just double checking I'm not muted. I'm not entirely sure all the mechanics of this game. Lag spike. Of course, the thing I'm making right now is not a base game feature. I'm making a thematic foundry, which is added by rust-bound magic. Whoops. Come on. Does this thing never end? Well, this one I can just duplicate. And finally, that's how it rotated. Move these over here. This is just temporary. I'm not making it a huge mess where there was just no mess. Yep, that's enough. Let's go ahead and grab some grass from, where'd my crate? Or barrel? Or my trunk thing? My owl chest. There we go. I don't know where my sticks went. I'll leave that over here. The vibes in this game are incredible. Hopefully I don't need one more stick. Can't remember how many you actually do need. Actually, know what I'm mixing up grass and sticks. I believe I need 12 grass. And then 8 sticks. Anybody else here tired all the time? Late stage capitalism is kicking my ass. Sunday is basically our Monday at work. They always give us like massive trucks to unload on Sunday. But we have fewer people on Sunday. We're like always short a person. So the Sunday trucks just kind of kick my butt. Alright. Let's go and move these. Yes, I work Sunday nights. My days off are technically Friday, Saturday. But because I work overnight, I am in the building on Friday. So one could argue that I never get a day off, or I'm overworked and underpaid. I mean, I am, but it's not that bad. Do. Yeah, I need more boards. Excuse me, my apologies. Does anybody know what I did with my ladders? They're probably in a chest somewhere. Not seeing any ladders. I'll be able to make ladders with the sticks I'm about to get. I would just ideally already have some ladders. Let's go and use the oak. Not only is oak good for making leather in the future, but considering all I'm trying to make right now is chests, and we can use any type of wood, does not matter. I'm just glad my days off are consistent and in a row. I'm old and battered, beaten up by the ravages of time. But I would honestly rather only have one day off than have 2 days off, not back to back. Honestly, if your days off aren't back to back, it almost feels like you didn't get a day off at all. I need 1 day to screw around and then 1 day for chores. In whichever order pleases you. How have I not gotten a single fucking acorn? There's gotta be a way to increase the drop rate of tree seeds. Am I just somehow not picking up the acorns? Well, there's one. I've gotten a single fucking acorn from like 3 trees worth of leaves. It's a scam. I'm being scammed by the game. Alright. Let's go ahead and bust out the axe. I wish that I had a saw. I mean, I do, but I wish I had, like, the ability to conjure a saw. And plant that there. Hello, have you given birth yet? No. Alright. It's around here somewhere. Oh yeah, my saw is taking damage. At least I got a bunch of sticks. Some tree seeds would have been fucking nice. And 12 hours a day sounds pretty miserable. Only 4 days a week doesn't sound that bad. I think that we should be able to survive on 4 hours a day. Just... like, not to get political, I do not think that if you are employed, you should be living below the poverty line. I don't think that unemployed people should be suffering either. But if you are working and contributing to society, you should be able to meet your own needs. I don't know why everybody would want to, but they should also be able to start like a family if they were working 40 hours a week. Admittedly, if you look at the state of the world and you're like, yeah, I'm going to bring a child into that, you are already a bad parent. Okay, Rift activity did switch to calm eventually. I was like, you know, I'm not being harassed considering it was medium activity. No, it changed. I just didn't see it. Alright, let's go ahead and make a second trunk. Move some stuff over. So I can move the trunks over from the wall. Not there. I think they're in here. Yep. Smack you there. Alright, another trunk made. Don't worry about how unorganized this is. I don't need to be orthodox. Who is adding me on the Discords? No idea. Well, somebody's trying to say that my street lamp looks like a gibbet, but no, it doesn't. I'm pretty sure the gibbet's a cage. It's that form of torture where they hang you up in a cage and you just kind of starve to death. Oh, the French NBA? It has been a while since I've rated them. I'll be live for another hour-ish, so we'll see if they're still up. Like, still on. Some of this stuff I don't even need to keep on me. What if I can make... Well, first of all, you don't need to go in there. These despawn, so they can just go on the floor somewhere. Nope, not what I'm trying to do. Pick you up. Set you down. Set you down. Oh, I actually went through that exact thing. Basically, when I was homeless, I applied for food stamps. And the person at the government office was like, I know this sounds awful, but because technically you're not paying rent, you are not poor enough to afford food stamps. Even though you do fall within the line to do, like, to receive them. So that was fun. I make too much to apply for food stamps now, which is wild, because it's not even like I can eat well. Although I am wasting a lot of money on video games and, like, DoorDash. But I don't have a car, and it's really convenient to just overpay to have somebody else drive it to you. Like, don't get me wrong, I would also rather be able to go pick up my own groceries. But I do not live in a reality that that is the case. Can't do it. Oh. You know, if I just went around and, like, stacked everything that is a partial stack, I could probably free up a good bunch of space. I had nails and strips this entire time. You know, chat, I think I might be an idiot. I mean, I'm definitely an idiot. Yeah. I mean, I really like the concept of walkable cities. I do not live in one. But the concept is great. Oh, hey, it's been a while since I've had to use this. If you look at my thing here, Conjuration spell mana cost, minus 100%. So definitely cheating. No, but it's funnier this way. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to remove some of this stuff. You're empty, so that's easy to move. Boom. These are going to be a pain in the ass to move. Actually, there's not as much stuff in there as I thought. I guess I was using this to make paper. Back when I was proactively making paper. I should still be proactively making paper, but it's been a while since I've needed it. Boom. Quite a bit more of this. Rusty dust is not used in a lot of stuff. So naturally you get quite a bit more of it. I mean, if AI was making life easier, that would be one thing. So far, all AI is doing is stealing from artists. And then assholes are, like, not paying voice actors or whatever. Because they're like, why should we? We can just AI generate your voice. Thankfully, in every instance of that happening, courts have ruled in favor of the voice actor. You do own your likeness, for now. But then you see dead folks all the time. Like Robin Williams. His voice has been replicated with AI. I'm confident, though I don't have any proof of it happening, that they're already doing that with Stan Lee as well. Although I do feel bad for Stan Lee. Dude was old as shit, and people just kind of kept milking him for everything he was worth. There are some pretty sad interviews of, like, Stan Lee near his deathbed, where he's just kind of, like, talking about how he had no agency, and he couldn't really trust anyone. Because everybody who was around him was only around him because he was famous, and they benefited from it. But Stan Lee wasn't perfect. Nobody is, but, like, I do feel like that even at an advanced age, you should be treated like a person. Look at all these skeletons. I believe in skeletons. Since you came around. And you bony thing, you. You know what, that can probably stay. I'm actually surprised that it won't go out. Well, yeah, the whole thing is gone. It will be easier to plan out. Oh, shoot, that has to stay covered for now. It's a good thing I didn't accidentally let it go out. Just gonna leave it covered. No. So what we're doing is we're clearing this space out. Even if I don't really, like, plan out too much what I would like my house to look like, it'll be easier to do once it's an open plan. Let's go and sleep. Just kind of passing time in the game. There is a mod that adds musical instruments to Vintage Story. I think that would be a lot of fun to play with. It reads, like, ABC files or something like that. That's probably not what they're called. Yoink. But how cool would it be if we could get, like, a musician on the server? And write all the music that we play on the instruments. It would be a lot of fun. Actually, I do know a couple musicians. I don't know any musicians that would want to play Vintage Story with me, though. Alright, I do not have a wand. There are multiple around. Let's go find one. We'll go ahead and activate this. I don't plan on screwing around with Rust Brown Magic currently. But even the ability to repair my staff would be game-changing. Alright, where's my fucking wand? This would be easier if I could see. Hello, Isabella VTuber. Miten Mene. How are you doing? What is my wand? Not this one. Here we go. Oh. Oh, this game is great. Unfortunately, no. It's like $21 USD for some reason. Very specific amount. But, actually, where is Tyron from? I don't know where the developers are from. I'm doing alright for the most part. I'm weirdly tired, and I have been for the last 750 years. I'm exaggerating, but not by a whole lot. Alright, let's go ahead and charge that up. Need to come back down here, eat a muffin or something. Whoop. Now, for about a year in-game, I've been living inside of a dirt shack. Whoops. Just dropped all my muffins. And so we're trying to fix that. Kind of poorly. It is 6:16 in the morning. But I'm nocturnal and work nights. Anyway, Isabella, you're not one of my regulars. Ignore this side. This side's fucked up. What do you think of my street lamp? It's not morbid. Actually, I think this skeleton needs to be pushed back one. Yeah, this skeleton on the left is sticking out a tiny bit too far. I thought it would work, but these two skeletons are way too tall. So I'll find a use for the tall ones. But they're not going to work in the street lamp design. I've also got all these really cool stones here. Let's go ahead and make an ashlar real fast. I'm from the United States. It's hard to tell based on how I speak. I've got a classic Northern Californian accent. NorCal, West Coast, Best Coast. I actually don't like it here. I would like to move to Tampere or Oulu, Finland. But that is more of a pipe dream. It's not impossible, but it's really hard to emigrate to Europe. Europe does not want people moving there. What? I think I need 2 more of these, actually. Yeah, Europe really doesn't want people who are useless moving in. So while I would like to move to Oulu, well, that sounds pretty difficult to do. Alright. I mean, it's not bad. It's very purple. Why is it so outable? It might make a better countertop than the smooth stuff, though. I mean, clearly, this one's got more of a pattern on it. But the problem with the polished stuff is that, like, it doesn't mix together very well. Oh, nice. California's not bad. There are worse places to live. But I do not like temperatures above freezing. Oh, my wine is done. And at least where I live, it does not dip below freezing very often. Like twice a year if we're lucky. I've got 778 corks. And then I've got 234 bottles. Why did I make so many corks? I'm not surprised I did that. I'm just wondering if there's, like, any logic behind what I did. Am I salt done? No, almost. Man, I could make some more rot-soaked peat. What I need to do is not get distracted with cooking and stuff, which is primarily what I do. How do I make fruit bars? Fruit bar! Apple syrup. It looks like I can mix and match. Sunflower grain, peanuts. What is that other thing? Oh, it's just cooked peanuts. I kind of want to make fruit bar. Accent on the furry part. Nice. One moment. I've got art of the character I'm currently playing as, because I'm playing as like a small space raptor. What on earth is OBS? But this character is a necromancer, which is, you know, great, but there is not a necromancy mod for this game. There is also not a fun word for necromancy in Finnish. It's just necromancy spelt with a K. Now, I don't add random people on Discord, but I do have a community Discord you can join. Assuming you're an actual person and not a bot. I'm not accusing you of being a bot. You don't seem like one. Oh, you're talking to Bob. But you can never tell these days. There are some really complicated bots out there. Here, let me grab the link. That's not my Discord. If you want to try searching for it, it's on Satu's community Discord. I am grabbing the link now, but I'm curious as to if it can be searched for. Copy the link, copy the link. Beep boop, not a bot. There we go. Let's go ahead and link that on the Twitches as well. I've not called Twitch Twatch in a while. I don't think that counts. Boom. There you go. I should warn you, Bob, if you do want... Or not Bob. Aware. If you do want to join the Discord, that, Opal is there, so you might end up blocked on a second platform. Although I've not seen Opal in stream in a while. Ooh. Probably not, but there could be something good in here. Did my pickaxe just disappear in my hands? I'll get to you in a second. I need to break this. There we go. Alright, come at me, Scrublord. I'm ripped. Come on. And it's dead. Oh, so just a heads up for anybody who does want to play with Rustband magic. Offensive magic kind of sucks ass. Like, it takes 10 seconds just to cast a spell, and by then, like, you're going to get attacked. And it does less damage than a spear. So either ignore the offensive magic, and just use the utility stuff like I do, or fuck with shit in the configs. It's really the best way to do it. What kind of invite is this? Oh, okay. I wouldn't be posting malicious links, but at least in the future, if somebody links a Discord and it starts asking for a bunch of personal information, it's probably not good. I say probably, because I don't know shit. I know like 4 things, and 2 of those are Casablanca quotes. Unfortunately, I don't have an exclamation mark Discord command. I would have to figure out, A, how to set up a bot, and then B, how to get that bot to, like, pull the invites. I don't know anything. I know, like, 4 things, and 2 of those are Casablanca quotes. But no, seriously, there's a lot of stuff that I would like to figure out. But I just do not have the brain power to do it. Vicar, my mod, however the hell they are, said they would figure it out, but I don't, strictly speaking, expect them to. What are all my bones? Oh, it's empty. There we go. Alright, let's grab a bunch of bones. Grab a bunch of bones. Hi-ho, with Dario, I'm grabbing a bunch of bones. Let's figure out how to make bone broth portion. 1 liter of water plus 1 bone. Easy peasy. Pre-gelatin is bone broth plus another bone. Easy as. That does mean I've got too many fucking bones. I wish I had a working brain. Alright. Does anybody know what I did with my shovels? Oh yes, so because my Discord is a queer space, you will need to be verified to be let in. I believe it encourages you to just, like, say something. I will have to manually let everyone in, though. Unless Flooferland is online. Oh, wait a minute. I know where my buckets are. Yoink, 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 yoink. Alright, 25 liters of bone broth. Smack this peat in here just to bring it up to temp. I promise I'm not getting distracted with cooking. Yes, I am. I'm getting distracted with cooking. We gotta celebrate all the hard work I've made so far. I can't put this on the ground. Alright, have fun, a wee weir. In about... I don't know what fucking time it is. In about 30 minutes, I'm unfortunately going to have to stop streaming. I do have work tonight. Oop, already burnt out. Must babysit the fire. Here while we're babysitting the fire. Thank you for checking in, Vicar. I sure wish I could read. Welcome. Isabella VTuber. Twitch notifications. Let's go ahead and welcome you in. I'll also give you the media role. War Crimes Boob. Oh, JJ, congratulations on reaching the 10 streak. Skeleton. And Gustav. And just a heads up, Gustav. You're going to get pinged a bunch if you've got both Twitch and YouTube. Anonymous user. Well, that's suspicious. I'll let you in, but you're not getting media. There we go, everyone's in. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing, Vicar? Nice. So, something about how the bot works. I have to let YouTube notifications know when I'm going live, and then the bot will let you know when I'm no longer live. You know, like the opposite of what you wanted the bot to be doing. And then, of course, if I upload a video independently of streaming, which doesn't never happen, although I'd like to do it more often, you are notified of that as well. Do 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 do. Look at all this alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol. Isn't there like a cap on how many Discord servers you can be in? YouTube could be or 200 could be an exaggeration. I wonder what the cap is. I also wonder if my brain will ever decide to work. Who is pinging me in anime and manga? Okay, somebody's just trying to get a bot deleted. 200 for Nitro, 100 for non-Nitro. I've been paying for Nitro for quite a while now. I do wish it didn't suck. The main reason I was paying for Nitro was back when you had the weird hash code. Like it was your username, hashtag, and then like 4 numbers. I was paying so that I could have my 4 numbers afterwards be 1312. Because all cops are bastards. I don't think I'm allowed to encourage crime. But honestly, the internet is just hostile. As long as you're not stealing from honest folks, they say just steal everything you can. Not only is stealing from EA morally okay, not stealing from EA is irresponsible. Right? You wouldn't download a car. Might download a car. My favorite is that you wouldn't download a dragon meme. You wouldn't download a dragon is a lot of fun. Especially considering under it... Yeah, Vicar gets it. Under the you wouldn't download a dragon meme, somebody released a whole bunch of, like, 3D models of little dragon figurines. You know what Vintage Story needs? Is a little moth guy. And player model. Whatever the hell Vicar's OC is. I have a free barrel, right? I think I have a free barrel. Hopefully I have a free barrel. Alright. Go and grab this. Yoink. Any of these barrels empty? Yes. Smack you back in here. Alright. Don't worry, chat. I will get focused on not being a goofball eventually. Well, that's not entirely true. I don't think I'm capable of not being a goofball. But I'm making gelatin right now so that I can use my pumpkins to make fruit bars. And then I will make a tiny bit more progress towards the creation of my house. I like this street lamp. This skeleton needs to move backwards one. But it's a good street lamp. Not nearly morbid enough. We need more morbidity. Morbidity? That's a word. Yes, that thing. Saturnians? Are they from Saturn? It's interesting. You've got Saturnian. My nickname is Satu. To be fair, Satu comes from Satu Sepa, which is the Finnish word for storyteller. So my going by Satu didn't come from nowhere. It has nothing to do with Saturday shorts, which I may or may not be wearing on a Saturday night. I've got my Saturday shorts on a Saturday night. So I've been writing poetry since I was 8 years old, and poetry isn't not stories. My problem is that I would like to write longer stories, or hell, even just short stories, but I do not have an attention span. I was born without one. And that's fresh for 20 years, but I should really bottle it and put it somewhere. I'm not good with rhymes. Well, who the fuck put that fire pit there? Members which are commonly named Saturnids. I don't know if that's true. But then again, I'm frequently not keeping track of what the hell I'm up to. Past Satu is an idiot, and I refuse to affiliate with them. Oh shit. I do need to grab more bones. What is rift activity? Medium. Alright, Vicar. Safe trip home. Where are my bones? Bones. $50. Oh, excuse me, buddy. You'll never follow me down here. I mean, There is no guaranteeing that it would not follow me down here. Alright, so. Pre-gelatin. Can be made into raw gelatin. How long is pre-gelatin fresh for? 1080 hours. It's going to be fresh for quite a bit longer in storage. So I'll just bottle it and cork it up. Make the gelatin that I've got. I want to be able to make a lot of it. What are we feeling? I could just use blackcurrant for both. Consistency is key. Hello there, Never Destroyer of Worlds. Welcome back. You missed the Discord link. Let's see here. Twitch YouTube pings. Gustav is posting an egg. There is something weird going on with my art forum. I probably wasn't hiking on purpose. I was probably trying to get back home. I've been clearing the space around my house. That might finish cooking, but just to be safe, I'm going to put in a log. I'm paranoid. I'd rather waste a log than have to bring that back up to temp. Got my Saturday shorts on a Saturday night. And I'm feeling alright. Oh, I think I hear one of my housemate's cats squeaking. It is kind of wild how I went from having like 300 bones to having like 80 something. Gelatin is worth making. And I suppose I would rather make gelatin than just kind of stockpile bones until somebody maybe makes me a bone block. Oh, Never Destroyer of Worlds hasn't seen my street lamp yet. What is the time? No, it is still dark. Alright. Also, there's monsters up there, trying to attack me through the floor. Not the smartest of creatures, those. Make 12.5 liters of pre-gelatin. Why is gelatin so expensive? And why does it require so many human corpses? I suppose I could be using animal bones to make my gelatin. All I have are human bones. Do you think if I open this, it'll get down here? No, I don't know where it is. It probably would figure out the ladder, though, so I shouldn't taunt it. I'm just glad it's not one of those ones that explode. I've had those sneak up on me in my own house before. Which one of you is an anonymous user? I'm not saying I don't trust y'all. I'm just saying it's hard to keep track of who's who. And currently, you need a second role if you would like to be able to post in the Discord server. You need a second role if you want to be able to post, like, images or embeds. Posting. Well, Adelwyn, I know who you are. What do you mean, do I have a stream or Twitch? Oh yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch. I've been dual streaming since like August. Modelwin, I'm pretty sure I've known you since before I was streaming on YouTube. I don't know how I know you, Adalwin, but I've known you for a while. My memory is not great. Lies and slander? Alright. Oh damn, this is gonna take a while. Anonymous user is a YouTube viewer. Well, I don't have a whole lot of people on Twitch, so that would be expected. They're clearly an actual person. I just want to know who they are before I give them the media role. Gotta be careful letting people post images. I mean, rule number 1 is like, don't commit any crimes. Okay, so that's how you know me. I've been doing vintage story videos for over a year, and they still won't give me the content creator role on the official Discord. What's up with that? It says you only need to make 2 videos, and I've made quite a bit more than 2. But everyone I've asked about it is just like, oh, I don't know how that actually works. Give me the role. I don't need it. My model isn't even that tiny. By Avali standards, my model's actually big. Avali are between 1 and 1.2 blocks tall. I'm 1.26, which makes me tall by Avali standards. Unfortunately, 1,000 subscribers is not what it used to be. Like, if I had 1,000 subscribers back when I first started in 2012, that would be super impressive. And like, I cannot stress enough how appreciative I am that I was able to finally reach 1,000 subscribers. Like, that's a huge number for me, but as far as, like, internet celebrity status goes, unfortunately, if I walked into, like, Starbucks, and I'd be like, do you know who I am? I've got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'd probably just get pepper sprayed. Marisuola. Let's see here. That's a lot of rice. And peanuts, sunflower, soybeans. Spelt. How long are my onions good for? I should probably do something with those onions, or I should pickle them. One of the two. There are smaller vintage story content creators, but there are also significantly larger ones. Kurazar, the YouTuber who got me into this game, was my size when I found him, but he's at like 16,000 now. Which is pretty good. That does mean, well, not only his channel's doing well, and he works hard, so he deserves it. But like, somebody who only does vintage story videos, having 16,000 subscribers, is like great for vintage story. Eventually, there's going to be a modder who likes the cut of my jib, and is willing to make all the ridiculous, like, bone items that I'm asking for. I need a bone block. I would like a skeleton that I can, like, dress up, pose, and hand items to, so that I can, like, have the skeleton itself hold torches to be my street lamp. But like a bone block, a skull block. If you look up the Paris catacombs, that is exactly what I want my basement to look like. Right? It should be, like, required. Kind of like how some countries require military service. We're requiring that you make vintage story videos. It's like, oh, you want to be a member of the human race? Make the vintage story video, nerd. My salt is almost done. Sea salt is marisuola. I don't know how to say shack in Finnish. Although I also wouldn't know how to conjugate that. So since I wouldn't know how to say sea salt shack, I would probably just put marisuola on the sign. I need to work on my Finnish. The problem is that A, I'm lazy, And B, it's a lot harder to work on the language when you're, like, independently studying it. Ruby Oaks Raptor happened. What are the Scalies doing? Avali do have scales, but they primarily have feathers. And my feathers are hard to see. This bird has a dark-ass color palette. I wish I could get the skull on the tail. If you look at this, you can see the skull pattern on the tail. But that sounds like a lot of work. I modified the model, but I do not have the skill to modify it that much. Yes, do not poop the Avali. Well, if you look at the Avali lore, Avali are actually terrifying. But most people just look at Avali and it's like, oh, cute little space raptor. And it's like, nobody is saying they aren't adorable. But there's a lot more to them than that. They're very shoot first, ask questions later group, especially considering they're ambush predators. Like if you are perceived as a hostile, your ship will be blown up before you have a chance to explain what's going on, usually. The way I played RimWorld, even though my Avali was able to reanimate the dead and use them as like a workforce, I was effectively a pacifist. I would really only attack people who attacked me first. All my friends are dead. Pre-gelatin. .1 liter plus 1 bone plus 1 liter of water makes pre-gelatin. And then pre-gelatin plus 0.1 liters of syrup and then a liter of water makes fruit gelatin. Oh, actually, this one requires 2, but it does make 2. That's the syrup, not the juice. Well, the Volley tend to be space pirates, actually. I've got my own fictional planet of Yapalo, which just means ice ball. And predominantly, the Avali of Yapalo, if they leave home, become space pirates. But there's not a whole lot else to do. It's a lack of enrichment. I do not think that that's going to finish before it starts to cool. I'll give it a second and then throw this other one in there. Alright, it's starting to cool. There's a game that I actually really like, even though I'm bad at it, called FTL, Faster Than Light. And it's funny, because the most effective run I ever had, I had a pacifist build. And the reason that I put pacifist build in air quotes like that is that what I would do is I would disable the enemy weapons so that they couldn't fight back. And then I would disable their oxygen so that they just kind of suffocate. Not every species needed to breathe, like those rock guys. So what I would do is I would disable their weapons and then charge up my own FTL drive. So while they're unable to fight back, I would just kind of be getting ready to flee. I'm definitely not a pacifist. In fact, I would argue that regularly suffocating the enemy is more fucked up than just blowing them up. But what can you do? Oh yeah, FTL's a lot of fun. Star Sector looks pretty good. I would like to get into Star Sector, but as far as I can tell, there is not a Star Sector or Volumod. Someone should get on that. Heck yeah. I've got a bunch of temporal gears. Or I did. I repaired a translocator. And then the other ones I'm just kind of sitting on. I want to see what they'll hatch into. What the heck's going on up there? All right, so pumpkin. I've got 9 of them. Boom, boom, boom. I get 4 per. And so 9 times 4 is a 36. I wasn't actually struggling with the math for that long. I mean, I was, but in my defense, I'm tired. So yeah, I only gotta make 36, which I've got more than enough bones to do. Oh yeah, but I like, trade. If you look at how I play Sea of Thieves, I do genuinely enjoy just running commodities. That thing where you go around from outpost to outpost and buying resources on sale and then selling them at a surplus. Or selling them where they're, required. You buy them at a surplus and then sell them where they're rarer. There's a word for this. I simply cannot think of what this word is. My brain is refusing to brain. Although that's my normal state, so it's not like I can act surprised. Honestly, functioning brains are for nerds. Holy shit, this takes a while. I love the vibes of the game, and I genuinely do enjoy just kind of cooking. But I do not think that I'm a patient person. Well, yeah, but that's why a Navali mod would be easier. What I need to do is find an artist who can draw in the art style of fear and hunger. I won't get into why. It's not important. I'm not going to be making a complete modded character for Fear and Hunger. That would be expensive. Oh. I don't care if that burns. No, I cannot burn this. Adalwin, can you draw in the art style of Fear and Hunger? How would you like to draw Maya Volley? You know a game that's still in early access, but would be a lot of fun if it actually was finished, is, what is it called? Earth Shard? Stone Shard? Something like that? Let me check. I've got it. Nope, I don't even have Steam open. Library. I don't even know what that is. Nope, not Earth Shard. Is it Stone Shard? Yes, Stone Shard. Stone Shard looks like it would be easy to make like an Avali mod for. If they would finish the darn thing. The last DLC ruined it. Stellaris looks interesting. I don't know if I have the attention span for Stellaris, though. Also, I've seen the Avali Stellaris, and the art looks odd. We've got art forums. So far, there's like a cappuccino and an egg. I don't know what's going on in the art forums, but they exist and are in use, sort of, mostly. All my friends are dead. I didn't post the egg. Come on. Is it really going to require that I throw something else in there? Here, have this. I don't think that helped. I don't think it's going to go... Probably not going to cool down enough that it causes an issue. Do I have anything I can burn just in case it is going to cause problems? Oh, sounds like it is done. I figured it wasn't going to cause problems, but I am nothing if not a little bit paranoid. Put that in there. Smack you down here. Now then, I need 0.36 liters. I need 36 bones. I believe. Do I have at least 36 bones? Yes. I am actually starting to run low on bones. It's almost like you've just used a shit ton of them. There we go. Only being able to make 36 fruit bars is not ideal. Smack those in there. Let's go ahead and grab some water. Oh shit, oh fuck. Oh shit, oh fuck. Grab 4 of these. Can I grab water in these? No. Why would I be able to do something so sexy as grab water in bottles? There is a mod called Hydrate or Dihydrate. Put all 3 of those in there. 6 in there. And there we go. 36 raw gelatin. Let's get this burning. Smack that in there. I'm actually going to want to bottle all of this. 8.9. Of course, it's such an awkward number. I do need 9 of these. And grab more of these. Alright, so 30 days. Once I cork it. It's fresh for 2.1 years. It's going to be fresh for even longer once I shove it in here. 7.9 years. Do we think that I can go through all of these in 7.9 in-game years? I sure hope so. Ow. Who put this hot fire here? SMH my head. Yeah, like, Stone Shard looks like it could be a ton of fun. But it feels like it's been abandoned. Although if it has been abandoned, if we could get it to become popular anyway, it could become like a modder's paradise. As much as I hate it when games stop getting updated, I do, or at least if they're not finished. If a game is no longer being updated and it's finished, that's totally fine. But there's nothing more annoying than a game receiving an update that breaks all your mods. Satu is chaotic good, so that depends. I've never actually played Fear and Hunger. But I do think that even the more chaotic characters are not necessarily evil. As far as I can tell in Fear and Hunger, necromancy is not necessarily seen as evil. It is a dark art, but I don't think it's evil. You can't generalize saying all of Ollie are evil or all of Ollie are good. Dungeons and Dragons used to do that. Where, like, your character's race locked you into a specific alignment and people fucking hated it. It just does not work that way. The only people whose alignment are still locked behind their species are, like, the metallic dragons. And then the chromatic dragons. Like, the metallic dragons are all boring, lawful evil. Not lawful evil, lawful good dorks. Whereas the chromatic dragons are all like weirdly chaotic, senseless, chaotic, evil shitheads. There are no neutral good, chaotic good, neutral evil, etc., etc. But if you want to play as, like, a chaotic good dragon, I say do it. It's mostly incorrect. Copper dragons are chaotic. Well, copper dragons are metallic, so they should at least be chaotic good. But I also think that a metallic dragon should be allowed to be evil. Well, let the dragons do fucked up shit. And let the chromatic dragons be good. You would think that a silver dragon would be the most likely to be at least neutral. Yeah, exactly. Hex gets it. But no, the way I was playing RimWorld, Satu is chaotic good, functionally a pacifist, but will defend themselves. And then Satu's sister Mika, which means what in Finnish, but that's not where my sister got the name from, was a true pacifist and a healer. So we had one life mage, one death mage. And it's funny, because clerics and necromancers naturally don't get along. But the penalty was less than the buff that they got for being siblings. Nah, so in the extended lore I've got going on, mages are relatively rare. But, like, Yapalo has an unusually high number of Avali mages, at least compared to Avalon. And other Avali splinter groups. There is something in the water in Yapalo. Actually, it's not the water, it's the star. Yapalo orbits a star called Hamaran Violeti. And Hamaran Violeti's got its own shit going on. It's got more secrets than syllables. I mean, if you want to consider the Avali lore, then a lot of that snow is actually ammonia, so it's all yellow snow. But I enjoy ignoring a lot of the Avali lore, because it makes it a lot easier to put them in situations. Cat God in Rafflesia. Whoops, put that back. No, I've just got my own fictional society of Carcosa, where it's like built around necromancy as the norm. Well, it's like skeleton socialism, where you're basically guaranteed an easy life, but as soon as you're dead, your corpse is added to the horde. But also, like, even if you don't have to work, most people still will do something with their time. And it's one of those things where, like, if all of your needs are met, most people would still be doing something. But even the people who aren't, who fucking cares? It's like, oh, if they weren't doing things, wouldn't they get fat and lazy? It's like, statistically, no, but also, like, who actually cares? I don't. Boom. Boom, ba boo. I should check on my gelatin. Must. Seal. Barrels. Alright. Ah, shit. How you doing? Yes. It's a good thing I checked on that. Reheating it. I'm confident that a volley would not be edible. Oh, hey. Dryable requires 4 days. It requires 4 days. I should really make some above ground storage. Right? No, I did have a store director. Back when I was stuck working at Target. That ended up having to go on medical leave because he got gout. Imagine getting gout. In fucking 2022, I want to say it was. Like, you don't want to get gout, but how can anybody afford to get gout in this economy? It's like, oh, just too much food and alcohol. I mean, I'm sure there are other causes. 36 raw gelatin. So I'm going to want 3.6 liters of syrup, 36 raw gelatin, and then 2 things. And then I'm going to mix that with sunflower grain, the gelatin, pumpkin slices, and more syrup. Do I want to use blackcurrant syrup for all of that? Since I totally can, I don't want to mix and match. I might just use the blackcurrant. Could have sworn I had some white currant syrup. I do not seem to. It seems like I've only got the white currant wine. Oh, thank you for the posture check. I am actually sitting upright, but if anybody at home is shrimping, now is your chance to fix that. There we go. Ow, my neck. Ow, my neck. Ow, my back. Ow, my neck and my back. I don't like to be touched. But I would like to get one of those, like, European massages where they just beat the shit out of you. I feel like that would help. Well, if you can manage to shrimp and stand at the same time, you might have more issues than just posture. I get uncomfortable if I stand for extended periods of time. Like, if I'm standing up and moving around, it does not happen. But if I'm standing in one place for more than, like, 3 minutes, my legs start to hurt. That being said, I would like to get, like, a standing desk. Or maybe one that can both function as a sitting and standing desk. I'm not entirely sure. Like, I just don't have issues if I'm moving around, but if I'm standing in one place, it becomes an issue. Of course, I've not seen a doctor since I was 17, so whatever that issue is, I'll never know. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Now, who put that fire there? How many times am I going to step in the fire and then be like, oh, that's new. Throw in there. True. I'm just trying to stream and I'm like actively jogging in place. Everyone is like, Setu, calm the fuck down. Ow. Almost. Come on. It is actually SATU. Setu is short for Setu Sepa. Also, I'm not a guy. Perfect. 6. Boop-a-doo. Smack 6 in there. Grab 3 of these. And there you go, 36 black currant gelatin. Grab you, throw you in there. You purposely misspelled it. How could you? Let's go and put these away. Not there. I'm going to grab these. Let's go and eat a muffin. One can never have enough muffins. Alright. I need 36 sunflower. Alright. What is my knife? I've had a couple knives at this point. That's probably going to take its sweet time. Which means I've got time to look for my knife. Adding a volley to Vintage Story. They're already in Vintage Story. I'm playing as one. I mean, it's a mod. I do think a volley in vanilla Vintage Story would be an odd choice. If I was a knife, where would I be? There we go. Surely I've got another knife somewhere. Like his chicken you can catch and eat. That would be a hilarious mod to have when you're also playing as an volley. I don't think a volley would eat another of volley's eggs. They're too intelligent for that. But it would be funny. Just be like, and here's the volley farm. I breed a volley for meat and eggs, and then they look at me in abject horror as I am also in a volley. Damn. I'm sorry, 7. Who would have thought that making fruit bars would take the rest of the stream? I had a hunch. Alright. Good, move this over. There we go. Nothing quite like drinking 10 liters of wine to get your day started. Oh yeah, I made decent progress building the house. And as soon as I have these fruit bars, things are going to go so much more smoothly. Right? It's kind of wild that this small bird cannot handle their alcohol. 10 liters of wine is nothing. I don't know if they're all going to be in the next update, but psychedelic mushrooms are in the devlog. How cool would it be if I could grow psychedelic mushrooms using the substrate mod? Drug mushroom. I just spend all my time in the kitchen high off my ass. It's like, what's your contribution to the server? It's like, oh, I make all the alcohol and I grow all the drugs. And they're like, what? I don't like it's an important aspect. It's important to the civilization we've got going on. Man, this gelatin better hurry up. The syrup I've got on my person is only fresh for another 5 years. I could have sworn I thought my character was sobering up, but I guess the alcohol is hitting them in waves. Come on, blackcurrant syrup. What do I got in here? Rice bran and wild yeast. Sometime this year, you know what I could do? Is I could come onto the internet. Oh, there's 11 people watching me drunkenly make fruit bars. At least on YouTube. On Twitch, there are 2 people watching me drunkenly make fruit bars. Vintage story, alloy, calculator. Vintage story alloys. I want to make some tin bronze. 2 ingots using as little cassiterite as possible. So I would need 4 tin and 6 copper. That's pretty cheap. And that's going to be doing what it's doing for a while. I would like to grow both Death Cap and Funeral Bell, but for use in medicine, not like to eat. Dying resets your satiety, so keeping a balanced diet and then dying is just a waste of a balanced diet. Right, my ores are somewhere around here. Obsidian stone. Alright, I'll bite. What the fuck did I do with my shit? Alright, 36 of you. And then where's my tin? No, really, where is it? Here we go. Do 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 do. What am I doing? I need to be up there. How are you doing though? It's got a while on it. I am nothing if not paranoid. Throw another one of these in there. I should make more rot-soaked peat. There is a mod that adds better fuels. Oh, there's where you are. I was wondering where all that whining was coming from. Do 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 do. Nope, not my aged wood. Here we go. Bring it up the temp with this. And smack it in there. Make some bronze, or tin bronze ingots for use in arts and crafts. Smack it back up there. But these fruit bars are going to be pretty good in 1,000 years when my gelatin is done. Can I add salt to fruit bars? Fruit bar. Yes, yes I can. Let me see here. I will be adding salt to these, just to make them last longer. Twice to the same bear. Well, bears are like that. I've got salt somewhere. One of those. I've said so much wild shit at this point that I do not know what that's in response to. They should add macaroni art to Vintage Story. I mean, there are worse uses for your stuff. Going to bed, Pocket? Sleep well. I'll be stopping streaming here sooner than later. I'm just kind of vibing. We're making fruit bars. Doo-doo. My day is mercifully almost over. I'll be going to bed soon. I really should do laundry. I've got a work shirt left, so I can afford to put off doing laundry until tomorrow. But I should not do that. Are you done yet? No. Nearly. Alright. Got 20 salt here. Rice. Where is the rest of my salt? Do-do-do. It's gotta be around here somewhere. Those are damp salt crystals. Pink oyster, rice. Do I not have as much salt as I thought I did? I can make more, that's not the point, but I could have sworn I had more salt than this. I can store salt on the ground. I don't think that's what I did, mind. Do-do-do. Hello, do any of these contain salt? Do-do. Here we go. I don't know, I would keep that outside. I guess it does not go bad. So there's not a lot of harm in keeping it outside. Oh. It just doubled the amount of gelatin that was supposed to make. I don't think it's supposed to do that. No. That was as intended. I'll have to find something else to do with this gelatin. I was looking at the juice recipe. Meanwhile, I had broth or syrup this entire time. I could grab my pumpkins. Drop these up. Boom. Nobody can ever say I was paying attention. Alright. Fascinating. There we go. Smack you there. Fruit bar. And throw in my salt. Let's go. Hello, it's Peed. Check this thing out. When my Twitch activity feed's not in the way, we're gonna have to get a better look at that. These should also keep pretty well in storage. Boom. Yeah, 91 days on my person. 100 fruit satiety, and then an extra 120 fruit satiety, 4.5 HP, 180 vegetable satiety, 200 protein, 240 grain. When people are talking about expanded foods being unbalanced, this is the kind of thing they're talking about. But I can't stress enough that there is a lot of work that goes on into this. Unfortunately, the way I've got it set up, shit stays on the screen even if it is inactive. Well, it's just a little transparent window. It's not the most professional way to do it. But the alternative would be not being able to see chat, so I prefer it this way. Do 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 do. I wish I knew what was stuck in my head. What's that? Firefly? Well, good is extremely subjective, Adalwin. Do 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 do. Whoops. My salt. 5-second rule. You should be able to make salt licks. Just leave them out for like the wild deer. I'm sure that my cows would also appreciate a salt lick. Excuse me. Almost done making my fruit bars. Look at these things. Are they not one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen? I don't know how good that would actually taste. But that satiety is really good. Of course, y'all watched me get everything I needed to make this. It's not like it's not a ton of work. I don't agree with a nerf just because it's really good. If you take something that's really good but hard to make, and then just make it hard to make, fewer people are going to make it. And like, obviously the developer can do whatever the hell he wants with the mod. But as a fan of the mod, well, I don't agree with the whole nerfing things just to nerf them. Do 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 do. When a problem comes along, you must whip it. I'm getting tired, but it's fine, because we're almost done with the fruit bars. I'll have to make some pies with the other gelatin. Yep. Fresh for 91 days. Just gonna put the syrup back. I'm going to have to make more salt. I mean, I've got plenty of salt. I don't necessarily have to make more. I'm going to have to actually process the salt I do have. How much cabbage do I have? 48 days. I'll have to do something with that as well. So much stuff that needs stuff done with it. Just go and keep these together. Alright. Anyway. You want the nom on the fruit bars? Well, they're fruit pumpkin bars. I don't know how good or well fruit, like, not fruit, but like pumpkin and blackcurrants would go together. But simply by the prospect of being able to put vegetables in a fruit bar, that is a really good thing to make. Anyway, I gotta go the fuck to sleep. I should really do dishes. Not dishes. I mean, there are always dishes. I should really do laundry. Well, Adalwin, as soon as we get, like, the server going, I will be cooking for everybody. We're just going to need somebody who's actually decent at building, to build the town. And then we'll need the people who actually like mining to do all the mining. It'll be like a little society. And if I can grow the psychedelic mushrooms with the substrate mod, you can bet your ass I'll be doing that. Give us something to do during temporal storms. Anyway, I gotta go to bed. If you're hanging out with your chatting or just lurking, one moment. I meant to mute. If you're hanging out, whether you're chatting or lurking, I want you to know that you're appreciated. If you're watching this at some point in the future as a VOD and have somehow watched the entire thing, you have the patience of a saint, and are equally appreciated. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and fizzity farewell. Of course, I don't have OB.